Hi. I did not want to wind down this day without sharing my last piece, which to me is the most profound example of how spirit is culminating for all of us, um, all the tools that we need to heal, release, and become our most beautiful self of love. As you know, I'm on the divine journey. And what it means to me is, well, originally it meant, oh, I'm going to meet my divine masculine, and how do I become a divine feminine? And what it's instead led me to understand is there's this divine love within each and every one of us that absolutely already exists. And when we drop into this world, the world of illusion and Maya, um, we develop these storylines, and the storylines feel like truth. And around the storylines, we develop actions and thoughts and processes. And the journey for me has been about examining what those thoughts, stories, and processes look like. And today was a profound one. And as you know, the first part was the meditation with Kuan Yin, going inward to gain clarity and awareness and support and compassion. I shared that meditation with all of you. Then the next piece came so gracefully, and it was by this daily reader that shared how that missing piece of the dynamics of a storyline that I could find oh so familiar. And that prompted me to go back inside again, but to bring forth my little girl. So she could finally feel heard and speak about it. And then I shared that. And then this last piece. So I had two divine masculines. I spoke about that, I think it was yesterday, show up in my life. And one took me through a meditation that he provides on his YouTube, which I posted. I highly recommend it. His name is Matt Plus. And it was all about forgiveness, forgiveness of yourself, forgiveness of others, and then letting go of judgment. And when I went in to let go of judgment, like, it scared me because I'd used my judgment to stay safe. And I'd used my judgment to identify if something felt safe. And then I made the commitment to let that go because I knew that I'd come to the end point of what the results would be if I maintained the judgment piece. So I let that go, and then that created this proactive approach to see how many storylines it was attached to that I would either continue to ride down or not. So yesterday was a very weepy day. I went through a lot of tissues, and I had met also this divine masculine. His name is Michael, and Michael was going through all my videos I'd put up and just really shining the light on storylines that I hadn't thought about or considered or even looked at in a really long time. Some dated back to till 2015, and we're in 2018, so you can only imagine. But I got to see consistencies inside myself. And I watched one of his videos yesterday, and for whatever reason, I got this fear inside my chest, like I had done something wrong to him. I could see that he was feeling very vulnerable in his video, and somehow this thought inside myself thought like I'd done something wrong. So yesterday's video was about me crying about the fact that I could unintentionally hurt another individual, even if it wasn't my intention, or even if my words and my actions hadn't been aligned with that that truth. And it brought up for me a lot of how I've judged myself, and how it was time to let that go. And that was huge, because this way that I've judged myself is has been really harsh for so many years. And it puts me in a place that I can't make one mistake. And most of the times I'm not even making a mistake, so I don't know if all of you can relate, but my brain collapses down on me as if I had, and then I shame myself. And yesterday was about releasing that. And then today, Matt sent me a message, and he was saying that he was keeping himself away from me rejecting him. And a lot of light bulbs went off tonight, and one that didn't go off was shaming myself. So that meant I cleared it yesterday, which was really cool. But what it, first goes into honor everyone and where they want to be. That's the first place that I decided to, stand. And that was a cool space. It was about honoring where someone else is at and not taking on where they're at, or not trying to think we know where they're at, or trying to fix them or help them. And that was huge. And then I reread his message, and an epiphany came about, and I realized that I saw him as both him and Matt were both the truest reflection of divine masculine I've seen show up with honor and integrity and light. And I realized that he provided me yesterday with that reflection of self. It was at the baseline, right? That judgment of self was at the baseline of myself that I perhaps couldn't have seen. And then, of course, the little girl is at the baseline below that, which, is where she's hiding, right? So I got to get to all those levels today. And then once I was able to achieve those levels within myself, I could truly turn towards Michael and offer him an awareness that I had become aware of, that was so not attached to any old program systems, but a new place within myself, which is I could offer him the awareness of what my experience was providing for me. And I realized that I may have been standing as his reflection of divine feminine in a way that would pop his baseline like he had for me yesterday, but I was on the other side of it. So I'm holding space that we're offering that growth for one another, so we can truly stand in our healed self of divine love. And I wanted to share that with all of you, because I think these moments are truly profound, and I don't proclaim to know I have the answers to anything, but through sharing my heart and my story and my journey, and how I'm participating actually in my journey, and how I'm actually creating new narratives in a story. It was pretty set in stone. They say we never change. But I believe now that if we take a look at the story that we're creating, we can introduce new elements. And as this girl Jen said tonight, based on the Mandela effect, which I was listening to, that really hit me on so many levels, that I can choose to play a different part with awareness that I have a little girl in me, and and that she is healed. Awareness that spirit is always there to support us and love us, and can play a different role right now in Michael's life, which I know that I have, by the way I responded. And it's kind of cool that we can choose the higher roles, maybe the roles we've always wanted to have in a lifetime. So if we were actors on a stage, as Jen would say that we are, and we're choosing the role in which we want to play, I would say that I'm getting closer to a role that can be a role of a lifetime. And I know that this energy within me is moving forth because I'm only seeing blurs of molecules in front of me. I can't see anything more than that right now. So I know that's a sign. That's always a good sign for me. That's a good gauging sign of what's happening when the energy is it's beautiful. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being my reflection. Thank you for believing in love of self in the most highest form, which I call the divine. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for every individual that's shown up and is putting their best foot forward. I'm so grateful for the ones that dare to risk to put their great foot forward. I'm so impressed and so grateful for all the ones that choose to be their authentic self. So, thank you. Thank you so much.